Welcome to True Secrets, dear listeners. Before we dive into today's story, drop a hi in the comments and tell us where you're tuning in from. We love hearing from our amazing community around the world. Got any ideas on how we can make the channel even better? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback helps us grow. Now, sit back, relax, and let's get into today's secret. I never meant to hear it. I swear I didn't go looking. His phone buzzed while he was in the shower, steam hissing through the bathroom door like the warning breath of a dragon. I was folding laundry, not snooping. But the sound kept going off, 3 times. Persistent. Same caller. Curiosity isn't a crime. But what I heard might be. When I picked up the phone, the screen was already on. No passcode. He trusted me. Or maybe he was just careless. Caller ID, Mark, work. A man's name. Nothing suspicious, until I hit answer without thinking, more reflex than intention. Then I heard her. Babe, last night was, oh my God. A giggle, breathless, high-pitched. You made me. I didn't even breathe. I didn't blink. Then silence. Click. She hung up. I stared at the screen as if it might explain itself. My ears buzzed. My chest tightened. I could hear the water still running in the bathroom, oblivious, like the world hadn't just cracked open. I put the phone down like it burned. When he walked out, towel around his waist, humming like nothing had happened, I forced a smile. My voice was calm. Too calm. Hey, someone named Mark from work called. 3 times. He froze. Just a second. A blink. Then the smile returned. But it didn't reach his eyes. Oh, Mark. That's actually Lisa's work phone. She's been using his old number. Weird, right? He chuckled, like it was nothing. We were working late on the Henderson account. Probably something urgent. Lisa. Lisa from accounting. Of course. Lisa, who always wore too much perfume and laughed a little too hard at his jokes during the company holiday party. Lisa, who wasn't saved in his phone as Lisa, but as Mark, work. He was good. Almost convincing. But not good enough. Because here's the thing. I've met Mark. Mark is 6'4", bald, and speaks with a deep baritone. He does not giggle. He does not moan my husband's name like a girl in heat. I nodded. Didn't ask anything else. Didn't flinch. But later that night, while he slept beside me, snoring softly like a man without guilt, I stared at the ceiling. And I made a decision. I wasn't going to cry. Not yet. Not until I had facts. Because the man I married might be lying through his teeth, but I wasn't going to confront him with suspicion. I was going to bury him with proof. And Lisa. She'd better pray I never hear her voice on that phone again. Cliffhanger, if Lisa was calling, then why was her contact saved as a man's name? I waited. I didn't rage. I didn't confront. I just watched. Because once a man starts lying, he leaves crumbs. He gets sloppy. And my husband. He was practically throwing breadcrumbs across the damn forest. The next morning, while sipping coffee like everything was normal, he mentioned needing to fly out next Thursday for a quick conference in Chicago. Said Lisa was going too. Her team handled the financial side. I smiled sweetly and nodded. Of course, work stuff. But while he talked, I logged into our shared credit card app. He hadn't noticed that all his charges went through an account we both could view. That's how I found it. The hotel receipt. 4 days ago. While I was visiting my sister in Atlanta. Hotel Beaumont. $492.17. The description, Deluxe King, 1 night, late checkout, 3:07 a.m. That wasn't a conference. That wasn't team dinner. So I called the hotel. Hi, I believe there was a charge made under my husband's name this week. I just need to confirm what room type it was. The woman was helpful. Too helpful. Oh yes. Mr. Carter stayed here on Monday. King bed, corner suite. Checked in at 6 p.m., checked out a little after 3 a.m. the next morning. We had to call them 3 times to leave. Very passionate couple. I choked. Not on a sob. On rage. Was there a second guest on file? I asked, holding my breath. Yes, actually. Lisa Morgan. I ended the call. My hands were shaking. Passionate couple. Late checkout. Her name listed second. Lisa Morgan. And the audacity, the absolute gall, to come home that night, kiss me on the forehead and say, "God, I missed your cooking, babe." I stared at him for a long time while he ate that dinner. The next day, I booked a refundable ticket. Same airline. Same flight he was taking to Chicago next Thursday. I even booked the seat across the aisle. 17C. I wanted to see their faces when they boarded and found me there, smiling sweetly, pretending to be surprised. But before I followed through, I needed confirmation. So I checked the airline's app using his frequent flyer number. And there she was. Lisa Morgan, passenger. Same flight. Same time. Same row. My husband wasn't just cheating. He was planning a romantic getaway, using corporate lies to cover up infidelity. And he didn't think I'd find out. But I wasn't angry anymore. I was ice. Let them get on that plane. Let them think they've fooled me. They've only just begun to play the game. They have no idea I've already won. I dressed the part. Silk blouse. Light pink lipstick. Not too seductive, not too frumpy. Just enough to make him think I was a bored, lonely wife bringing her man a surprise lunch. The perfect disguise. That morning, I packed his favorite, roast beef on rye, sour cream chips, and a chocolate protein bar he pretended to hate but always devoured. I even left a sweet little note in the bag. For my hard-working husband, 2 hearts. Love, C. Then I walked into his office building like I belonged there. Smiling at the receptionist. Holding the lunch bag. Playing the role. The lobby was cold and full of glass and fake greenery. I took the elevator to the 8th floor. Marketing. Finance. Accounting. Lisa's floor. His floor. As I stepped out, I saw him at the far end, back turned, talking to someone. I couldn't see her face, just a flash of red curls. Lisa. Her laugh was soft, almost innocent. My stomach turned. I walked past them without making eye contact. He didn't even see me. She did. Her body stiffened mid-sentence, like I'd just whispered something into her bones. She turned slowly. I locked eyes with her and smiled. There it was, the recognition. The panic. Her eyes flicked to my hand. The brown paper bag. The wife's offering. I walked to his desk like I didn't see her reaction. "Hey babe," I said lightly, planting a kiss on his cheek. "Thought you might be hungry." He jumped. "See, what are you doing here?" "Surprise lunch." I handed it to him and looked around. "Busy day." He nodded too fast. Lisa was still frozen behind him, trying to slink away. "Is that Lisa?" I asked, feigning innocence. "You've mentioned her." His eyes darted to her, then to me. Yeah, she's part of the team." I turned to her and smiled wider. "It's nice to finally meet you, Lisa." She smiled, barely. Her neck turned red. And then I saw it. Just beneath her collar. A hickey. Small. Purple. Almost healed. Exactly where my husband had one last week. The same goddamn spot. I let the moment stretch. I looked at it. Then back at him. Neither of them spoke. "Oh," I said softly. "Well, I'll let you two get back to it." I turned to leave, and that's when a voice behind me said, "Wait." It wasn't him. It was his boss. She walked over, heels sharp against the tile. I'd met her once before. Smart, controlled, intimidating. "Can I talk to you for a moment?" she asked. I nodded and followed her into a glass-walled conference room. She shut the door, looked at me, and then she said, "You should know, your husband isn't who you think he is." Everything inside me went still. "Excuse me." Her voice was quiet, deliberate. "There's been talk. Not just about Lisa. Other women. Company trips. Your name gets brought up a lot. In the wrong context. Some people say he brags about keeping you in the dark. That you're just his anchor, whatever that means. I thought you should know." I didn't speak. I didn't need to. Because the woman across from me had just confirmed what I suspected. Lisa wasn't the only one. I didn't go home that night. I drove. Nowhere in particular. Just far enough from our house that I didn't have to look at the white picket fence and the mailbox with our name on it. I drove in silence, no music, just the sound of tires gnawing pavement and rage bubbling under my ribs like acid. I kept seeing Lisa's hickey. The same one that had bruised my husband's neck only a week ago, the one he laughed off as a scratch from the gym. I thought about how she couldn't even meet my eyes. And then his boss's voice echoed in my skull. Other women. Company trips. Your name gets brought up in the wrong context. He was using me. To look stable. Respectable. So he could screw around in peace while the world believed he was a loyal husband. I was his cover. But Lisa. She wasn't just a fling. She was sloppy. Obvious. Bold enough to call his phone mid-shower and moan his name into the receiver. So I had to know. Was she in love with him? Or was she just like him? The next morning, I followed her. She left her condo at 7:48 a.m. sharp. Big sunglasses. Cream blazer. Coffee in hand. She looked like a woman heading to a boardroom, not a bedroom. I stayed 3 cars behind, quiet as a ghost. But she didn't go to the office. She drove across town to a quiet neighborhood with brick townhouses and shady trees. Parked. Walked briskly to a red door. Knocked twice. The man who opened it was tall, olive-skinned, maybe early 40s. He smiled when he saw her. She kissed him, on the mouth. Not a polite peck, either. It was the kind of kiss that said, "I missed you." Then she stepped inside, and the door shut. I sat in my car, stunned. She's married too. Lisa wasn't some innocent assistant who got pulled into my husband's orbit. She was playing her own game. And suddenly, I realized, maybe my husband wasn't the predator. Maybe he was just one of many suckers Lisa collected on the side. Maybe they deserved each other. I didn't have to wait long. An hour later she came back out. Hair a little messier, lips swollen. She looked proud. Smug. I started the engine. I was halfway down the street when my phone buzzed. A number I didn't recognize. I answered, flat voice. "Hello." Silence. Then a deep voice said, "You don't know me, but I'm Lisa's husband." My blood ran cold. "I found your number in her call log," he continued. "I think we need to talk." I met Lisa's husband in a small cafe across town. Neutral ground. No wedding photos, no ghosts of late-night phone calls echoing through our kitchens. Just 2 betrayed strangers sipping black coffee, both of us pretending we weren't moments away from losing our minds. His name was Ethan. He slid a folder across the table. Inside were photos, printed emails, timestamps, boarding passes. Their affair had been going on for nearly a year. Paris, Vegas, even that training seminar in Chicago. He had receipts. So did I. We compared notes like detectives unraveling a conspiracy, piecing together the lives of the 2 people who swore they loved us. It was sickening how easy it was to confirm their lies. "We could expose them," Ethan said. "We send everything to HR, their families, blow it all up." I shook my head. "No," I said slowly. "Not yet. I want him to suffer first." That night, I went home with a plan. I waited until he was drunk and relaxed, beer in one hand, scrolling TikTok with the other. I sat next to him, resting my head on his shoulder like the good little wife he thought I still was. "I know about Lisa," I whispered. He stiffened. I pulled back and met his eyes. "And I know you lied. About the calls. The hotel. The hickey. Everything." He opened his mouth to deny it, but I cut him off by sliding my phone across the table. I pressed play. It was a recording. Lisa, breathless, moaning his name through the speaker. Then, his voice laughing, murmuring something about her being better than you. His face drained. "Wait," he stammered. How did you?" I followed her. I spoke to her husband. And guess what? He's a lot more useful than you. He stood, panicking. "You can't tell him, please. He'll ruin her life. She'll lose everything." "Oh," I said, standing with him. "But that's the point." He started to cry. "I love you," he gasped. "It was a mistake. Sit down." My voice was low, cold, steady. He sat. I pulled out my phone again and hit record. "Tell me everything. Every lie. Every time. Every city." And he did. He confessed to all of it, sniffling like a child caught with stolen candy. Dates, positions, her perfume, how they laughed about me behind my back. I said nothing. Just stared at him while the tape rolled. When he finished, I stopped the recording and smiled. "I'm going to send this," I said, "to her husband, to your boss, to your mother." "No, please." "I won't," I said, "but only if you do exactly what I say." He wakes up every morning like he's walking a tightrope with razors beneath him. One wrong word. One sideways glance. And I'll press send. I haven't spoken to Lisa's husband since the night we met, but I still have his number. It's saved under, in case he lies again. My husband knows that. He knows I'm holding the matchbook while he tiptoes through gasoline. And I don't even need to raise my voice anymore. "Take out the trash," I say sweetly. "Yes, babe," he replies like a trained dog. When he's late from work, I don't ask. I wait until he's home, until he's taken off his shoes and settled in. Then I scroll to the voice recording. His face turns white, and suddenly, I get dinner and dessert. He tried once, just once, to get brave. Told me I was overreacting. That he said sorry. So I opened the group email to his company's HR department. All I had to do was hover my finger over the send button. That night, he cried harder than when I first confronted him. Sobbed like a man being buried alive. Good. I have no intention of divorcing him. That would be mercy. I don't want him free. I want him stuck, right here, right under my thumb, knowing he will never be trusted again. He's my prisoner. Chained by guilt, by shame, by the fear of public humiliation. I make him pay for every moan, every lie, every night he whispered another woman's name in the dark while holding me like I didn't know. And the best part. He thinks I might forgive him. That one day, I'll let him breathe. I won't. Because every time he brings me flowers, every time he grovels and says, "I love you," I remember her voice. Giggling. Then moaning his name like it belonged to her. Now it belongs to me. Her gift wasn't just betrayal, it was leverage. She handed me my husband's soul on a silver platter. And I took it. So I send her a message. Just one line. "Lisa, congratulations. You have given me everything I want." If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and comment your thoughts below. Would you choose love or loyalty? And don't forget to subscribe for more true secrets every week.